Jose. So here are the 5 things we learned about Caitlin.
Caitlin was on a couch. She gave a little speech thanking people and got teary. And he said, these past couple of days during the shoot have been the best days of my life.
The exact details of Caitlin's surgery: she had forehead, chin, and jawline reconstructed. But it was the fallout after she was caught getting a plastic surgeon's consult after getting her Adam's apple shaved that made Bruce want to commit suicide.
That night, he had a gun in his house. He said, well, maybe I should just end it because I can't control the story. I can't even have my own timeline. You know, he begged with TMZ, come on, give me a break. Let me tell my kids. And they wouldn't do it. But the next morning, he said, you know what? I want to see how this ends.
Another thing we learned from Vanity Fair, Caitlin isn't thinking about sex at all.
The question and everyone wants to know is, I assume you'll be attracted to men because you're now a woman. He says, well, I don't know. I've been attracted to women all my life, even though I knew I was a woman. And I don't know. She has not had genital surgery. And she says, you know what? If I have it, I ain't telling anybody.
3, Caitlin claims he was mistreated by Kris Jenner.
I think the last 4 or 5 years were hell. I think she treated him not well, and I think he just receded into invisibility. I interviewed Kris on the phone, but I didn't detect, real bitterness. Just, why didn't you tell me so I could make my own decisions?
Next is the reason behind his Olympic look.
She, as Caitlin said, I wore my hair that way because it made me feel like a woman, and his whole life was, how much can I get away with? How much can I feel like a woman without anybody knowing?
And 5 is the reason she chose her name to be Caitlin.
Everyone thinks there's some passive-aggressive thing to get back at the Kardashians. What happened was, he had a list of names as Bruce. A very good friend of his had a list of names, a short list, and Caitlin was on both lists. And I gotta say, if there is a God, thank God that he didn't use K, because that would have been way, way, way too weird. Well, then it's that simple, allegedly.
Well, tomorrow we will have more exclusive photos from Vanity Fair, and we're going to talk with the stylist who helped Bruce transform into Caitlin.
But up next, Andrew Garfield was talking.
Fucking amazing, man. I believe I was talking about the Adam's apple in an earlier video, which a woman doesn't have. There are so many ways that a man and a woman are different, and our Maker meant it to be that way. So there wouldn't be any confusion whatsoever. The man has the key, which is the dick. The female has the lock, which is the pussy. The female has bumps on her chest, what I call tits. The female has a high voice. The female can't develop muscles like a man. The female goes on emotion. The female can't get hair all over her body like a man. There are so many differences. The man, there's some of them that can grow so much hair they look like a fucking animal. The man has a lower voice. The man goes on logic. The female goes on emotion. Proof? Throw a bunch of mechanical parts down and say to the man, build me something. Most men, they'll use their logic and try to make something that might be usable. The female, she'll say, what the hell am I supposed to do with this scrap of mess? The female was designed with emotion because babies go on emotion. The female doesn't question why the kid is crying. The female holds and comforts the baby that's crying. The male will use logic and say, I changed his diapers, it's well fed, so why is it crying? It shouldn't be crying. Now, here's the thing. What is this doing to the military? The sorry fuck Bill Clinton, goddamn motherfucker, said it was okay, long before Bill Clinton, they were going to do their damnedest to root homosexuals out of the military. But what happened? Bill Clinton did this fucking shit called don't ask, don't tell. That's like opening the crack of the door of the closet. And then you got a sorry fuck, a sabotager in chief that was elected, I think it was 2008, not really elected, because your votes, you don't get no fucking receipt. People who think that they got freedom in this country, yeah, you're told you're free, but then why don't you try fucking walking down the street naked and see what the fuck happens? Why don't you question a cop and see how free you are? You're free as long as you don't test the boundaries. You think you're free when you go into court? Shit. They've got things like disorderly conduct. They got disturbing the peace. They've got contempt of court. They've got all different kinds of traps and tricks. And God forbid if you say, I'm just going to go in there without a lawyer, which I plan on doing, Jimbikeman. And in my case of where I was arrested, and arrest doesn't mean they have to put the handcuffs on you. Arrest means when you're told that you cannot change your residence without letting the officials know. You cannot go out of state or anything like that, because then automatically they would put a warrant on you or anything like that. Of course, they're not going to tell you that. It's really crazy. It's a perfect crime. When they stop the players to prove victim, that's the criminal. Now this person has to fight the state's attorney. He's got to fight the cops. He's got to fight the investigator. He's got to fight the accused claiming victim. And not only that, they're not going to tell the true victim there's no contact with the true criminal, because then they're going to charge on him. They're going to the witness. So all the witness has no trust in these felonies. That was really crazy, is they were arrested before several times about trying to produce about these fucking war cars, which the cops in reality didn't love them. If you just think about it, when a person says to their neighbor, you don't have to turn down your music automatically. If you've got enemies, you've got protection. Automatically, they need to know that the final line is not going to be thrown in jail. And that's not going to happen. It's not going to be the mission maker. It's going to be the person who's only trying to fight for his right and peace. If he's going to be wrong and biggest, and Texas, he probably has problems with his neighbors year after year after year after year, but the news media don't do anything about that. So they had this allowed to come to the party, and he came down there, but he was smart. You know, I have video recording with him. That would be his witness. They also want protection. But what happened was, he had to use that protection. Then when he gave him, I think it was 40 years in prison. What I understand is that the Texas State of Appeals has reversed it, and actually I can go back to trial, and I don't know what the hell's happening. I didn't even document it, and not for anybody taking any of this life. Just like I have done. I can guarantee you, he was a pilot, somebody that was the owner of a company that was a computer software company, and then he had more fucking smarts than anybody that I could ever think of. But then he went to go to a big gas station in Jacksonville, where his son was getting married. You're going to follow along and come back and celebrate some more. And then it was just everyone in the water that he was. And then he went to Omar on the motherfucker. Jordan Davis, I think it was. Jordan Davis. Which is pumped up his face for a lot of everything like that. But when Michael doesn't know the time, so that he can see the burned down in their base. They chose to fucking turn it up. They know it's hurting them. But Jacksonville, about the cops, they took the money and put it on the in traffic. That's 4 statutes, 77 to 104 statutes. And now, they don't talk about the severe concussion that was put on medical grounds, behavior grounds, where they use it all in great pain and everything like that. And then it's the attitude of the developers with the fucking base. On top of that, they had a red vehicle. We're trying to make a somehow or another we're aiding this with the fucking cops or something like that. You see, the matter, the cops love these golden cars. Because they are cop, entrapment, jail, devices. I think they have been in the cars, and I know what it is because we kind of the fucking cops that take the rest of the motherfuckers of their American enemy status. And if you could take and put up signage of traffic, take up our emergency vehicles, report the boom car, report loud cars. I'm not able to do that. I'm not an advocate, sorry fucks. They don't even cover up their cars when they go home and leave them out of there. You know why they do that? Because they want to clear up the fucking boom cars. Boom cars so that they're not going to fucking boom their base, their cops' place. Because they stop and they have the camera, because they have to fucking boom car, and it's going to retaliate against them. And this is not lying and playing that they have the witnesses. They're suitable for the cops of the perjury. They put them up there, they're just going to get to the statutes. It's supported and before the Constitution of the Constitution is considered before the Constitution is necessary and will not be tolerated. The duty of the governor to protect the 14 that protect the citizens. The very big thing of the duty of the God to prevent these crimes in the home and jail. So now, with the homosexual coming out, how young kids are going to know how to grow up? Why did they prosecute very talented girl for fucking a 13-year-old student who probably had a ticket that was so horse? But at the same time, they would take a teacher who was only recommended to wear that student will no longer want to be not becoming a homosexual. I'm not able to take that teacher and take away her freedom, but that is okay to produce a case in the United States now that it's okay to be a fucking fag. Because you just know about the name, this is what I read in the this year.